could survive the zombie apocalypse? That is the question I'm going to be trying to answer today. I got a list of, I think, 8 fighters, and I'm going to be talking about how I think they would do in a zombie apocalypse. Quick shout out to COD Zombies. I don't know if you don't know the background picture, Mob of the Dead, Black Ops 2. Great map, one of the best maps, probably top 5. But let's just get right into it with my boy Yuri Prohaska. Fuck, man. Fuck, he just got knocked out. Fuck. It's not the point. Yuri Prohaska, how do I think he'd do? Honestly, I think he might be cooked. He might be cooked, man. I think I give him a 30% survivability because he just seems like, and I'm not going off just because of what just happened at UFC 327, but I just feel like he would be one of those people like that would try to go out and save someone from, you know, zombies and shit in a massive horde. He sees someone, maybe like a woman and her child, maybe she's pregnant and she's like stumbling from a horde, and he sees that like, I must go for that, I must save her, and he runs out and he tanks it. You know, he gets bit on the forearm, but he doesn't give a shit. He just wants to save this woman. I could honestly see that. I really can. And I could just see him dying 2 months into it, because I don't think, you know, look at all the zombie media, you know what I mean? Years into it, the world's gone to shit, of course, but also like the people have become terrible. I don't think he would survive in that environment. I don't see him like becoming a bad person. You know, I could always see him sticking to his roots and be one of those people like a main character, or someone who tries to be a main character and stick to his morals. You know, he's one of those characters that have a hard time adapting. I could definitely see that with Yuri. But hey, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Yuri gets his fucking samurai sword and only really tries to protect his family. That's all he cares about. But also like killing the undead. Maybe he sees them like they're undead, but they need their souls to, you know, leave. So killing them lets their souls free. Maybe he sees it like that. So he goes on a mission to try to kill as many zombies as he can. Something like that. But I think he's cooked, man. I really do. And it sucks. UFC 327 was fucking terrible watching him get knocked out. But hey, that's okay. That's the first fighter I'm going to be talking about. Next up, Bryce Mitchell. Is this fucking hard? Is this hard? Dude, he's thriving in this environment. This is literally perfect for him. Perfect worlds. Number 2, real life. Number 1, zombie apocalypse. Dude, he's surviving 100%. He's surviving years and years and years. The only time he's dying is to old age, or to maybe like sickness. You know? He knows how to hunt. He's a country guy, dude. He likes Hitler. He knows what to do. He wants to go fishing with Hitler. He's adapted already. He's been ready. I already know this motherfucker got a bunker somewhere, you know? He's prepared. He would kill someone. He would kill an entire family just to save him and his family. He don't give a fuck. Every time in a movie with an apocalypse, doesn't even have to be a zombie apocalypse, that like there's this guy who everybody thinks he's crazy. Maybe at the beginning of the film, they see him and they're like, oh, this guy's a weirdo. You know, look at him preparing, bringing stuff down to his bunker, shit like that. But in reality, you know, a couple minutes go by in the movie, apocalypse starts. Everybody wants to be with this guy. Everybody wants to be him. And this is exactly who I think he is. Bryce Mitchell would thrive in a zombie apocalypse, let alone any zombie apocalypse, if you think about it. This guy's got the tools and everything. He's not afraid to kill. I don't think anyone, maybe I could see him like having a hoorah and sacrificing his life for his family. But then again, like I could see him just not even leaving his bunker. Like he's good. Once he's in there, he's got his family. He's prepared. He's got rations and everything. He is good. He doesn't want to go out. He doesn't want to risk it. But then again, if he does, he knows how to hunt. He lives in the wilderness. He knows this shit. He knows how to fish, etc. I would want to be with Bryce Mitchell if an apocalypse started. In my opinion, he is the number one person in the UFC roster right now to be with in a zombie apocalypse. This guy knows he's a jack of all trades. And maybe even a master at some. You know the saying like, what is it? Jack of all trades, but master of none. That's talking to like you're good at something, but you're not great at something. You're good at a lot of stuff, but you're not great at one thing. That's what I think Bryce Mitchell is. He's got his nose in every cake. He doesn't have his nose in just one cake. He knows everything. Hunt, cook, fight even. I could maybe like at the time of the apocalypse, someone's like a fucked up person is cosplaying as Hitler, and he goes to shake the zombie's hand because it looks like Hitler, and he gets bit. But then again, dude, Bryce Mitchell would 100% cut off his arm right fucking away. If he understands the zombie apocalypse, if he knows the ins and outs of like becoming a zombie, Bryce Mitchell would easily be like, I bet, and just sever that shit easily with a machete, axe, whatever, even a leg. And then he would make himself a prosthetic. He would make himself he would take a wood plank and form like a prosthetic leg from the wood plank. It wouldn't work as well, but what I'm saying is like Bryce Mitchell is good. He's good. He's good. He's great. He's thriving. He's living his best life in the zombie apocalypse. Let's get on to. Listen, I could have taken any fat heavyweight, and it would have been the same thing. I could have had Tai Tuivasa right here doing a fucking chewy. It doesn't matter. Each and every one of them, they're cooked. They're destroyed. They're getting killed right away. 0% survivability. It's so easy. Chris Barnett, his fight against Kennedy Nzechukwu, he had like a hamstring. I think he jumped up. He literally jumped up before the fight started. He jumped up and he hurt his hamstring or something, maybe ACL, whatever, I don't know. But he hurt his leg coming down. So I could just see him dying because he can't run. Or actually, wait a second. Wait a second. In The Walking Dead, spoiler alert, that one, what's his name? Otis in season 2. Shane, what is that? Oh, let me tell you something. That guy, he's running with Otis, and there's a horde behind him, and Otis is fat, so he can't keep up, and Shane's like, fuck it. And he shoots Otis to get away because all the zombies are going to be like distracted. That's exactly what I think could happen with Chris Barnett. He's going to be sacrificed easily. If he's not sacrificed by running, he's just going to like die alone. He's going to try to outrun a horde or even maybe one zombie, trip and fall, easily fuck his body up. And he's going to be like, no, wait. And like if it was a movie, it would be the type of scene where he's running, he trips, and he's perfectly fine. Like he can get up, but he just doesn't. He just like crawls on his fucking arms backwards instead of just getting up and running. And and it's just one zombie. It's like a feeble old lady zombie, and it's one of those movie scenes where we see him crawling backwards, the zombie's catching up, and then the camera cuts away, and all we hear in the background is like muffled screaming. That's the exact death I could see. Or I could just see his group eating him. Now listen, I don't condone cannibalism, but I could definitely see a group really struggling to survive in the zombie apocalypse, seeing Chris Barnett and being like, dude, you're eating all of our food. Look at your fucking stomach. And they gang up on him, tie him down, put a like a turkey in his mouth. No, not a turkey. No. What did they put in turkeys? During Thanksgiving, what did they put in? An apple? A peach? Something like that in his mouth to stop him from screaming, or just a towel. Same thing. And they just dig in on him. Wow, that's fucked up of me to say. Holy shit. But I could just see that. Otherwise, he's cooked. He's dying no matter what. In the first week. He's dead. So, yeah. Next up, Gene Silva. I honestly think he fucks himself. He is the reason. He and himself alone are the reason that he dies. But still, I give him a 30% chance of survivability. Kind of like Yuri. Like, he's the only reason he dies. He's a bit fucking autistic. Is this confirmed? I know it's a theory and a funny joke to say about Gene Silva, but is he actually autistic? Because we've all seen that one clip of him in the room with just the champion belt in the middle, and he's screaming at it like, ah! Like he's screaming at the belt like it's his newborn baby. Like he's so happy to see, and he's crying, and he's like, I need this. Maybe he's autistic. I don't know. But I honestly could see him surfboard off a zombie and fall into a horde. Like he's having a good day, you know. He's surviving, and he gets too into the playtime. You know, something like, I mean, yeah, he could just kill everyone he sees. He really could. Or running into a horde when he thinks he's good. But here's actually, now that I think about it, here's what I think would happen, right? He would see a single zombie. He's by himself. He sees a single zombie. And he's like, oh, dude, it's just a single zombie. I'm going to fuck with it. Let me fuck with it. Let me have a good time. It's the zombie apocalypse. I need a good time. Let me fuck with it. So he goes to fuck with it. You know, he's messing around with it. He's like, oh, look at what we have here. It's something like that. He gets carried away. Because he's the type of person once he smells like blood, or not even blood, once he sees that he's okay, dude, he's like a train. He'll just go. It's full power, no stop. And I could see him toying with the zombie. And then something happens. Maybe he trips, or the zombie like grabs a hold of him, and he doesn't think he's like able to reach. Ooh. Oh, wait a second. The zombie is trapped by something. Like he's trapped under maybe a car, or he's stuck in the doorway. The doorway's locked, but you could see the sliver, and the zombie's like trying to peek through. And Silva's like, oh, you can't get me. And then out of nowhere, the door just bursts down, traps Silva underneath the door, and eats him. I could see that. Oh my god, dude, this is a dark fucking video I'm making. Jesus, why did I think this was a good idea? Hey, we move on. But yeah, or maybe John Silva just kills everything and everyone in his path and just becomes a king. But now we get on to Colby fucking Covington. Where the fuck has he been at, dude? He hasn't fought in like a year. 2 years, actually. I think it's almost coming on in 2 years, when he got TKO'd against Joaquin Buckley, doctor stoppage. And it was a terrible performance by him. But he threw like a 720 spinning kick. So that was kind of cool, but he looked terrible. He hasn't won since 2019, I want to say. Sometime around there. I don't know where he's been at. But Colby Covington, he's a bitch. And I don't just mean that he's a bitch, like, personality-wise. I think he survives 75%, but I don't think people like him. You know, I get it. He plays a character, but it gets to the point where the character doesn't matter. It's like the character takes over in people's minds, where they all they just see is the character. You know, he's really political. Like, he loves Trump and shit, but then Trump basically like tells him to fuck off. Like, everyone basically tells him to fuck off, and he's just alone. But here's the thing: when I say he's a bitch, I don't just mean that he's a bitch. I think he gets turned into a bitch, into a gimp. You know that what's the movie? Pulp Fiction at the end where I forget his name, the big black guy and Bruce Willis's character. The big black guy gets raped and then there's just a gimp in the side of the room and it's just a weird moment. I think that's Colby Covington. I think he gets kidnapped because he's alone. You know, he's alone. Nobody wants to be around him. Nobody wants to take him in. He's alone. So I think like a villain, bad people, they see him and they wait for him to go to sleep and they put a bag over his head and they beat his ass and they knock him out. And the next time he wakes up, he's dressed in this black outfit and he's a gimp and he gets like, I don't want to go into detail, but he gets abused. You know, he turns into a bitch. What's the other movie I'm thinking of? The like Welcome to Hell? No. Earth Hell? That crazy, it's really funny movie. It's with Jonah Hill. That guy who voices the guy in the Dragon movie, Hiccup. And who else? Seth Rogen. Dave Franco. What is that movie name? What's the name of that movie? I don't know. But in the one scene, what's his name? Seth McBride? No, it's not Seth. Danny McBride. He shows up for a cameo and he has a gimp on all fours right next to him, and it's revealed to be a cameo of Channing Tatum, and he's a gimp. You know, he's a bitch. That's who I could see Colby Covington being. He's a bitch. He gets turned into a bitch, gets kidnapped, turned into a gimp, has a chain around his neck, and like the leader or whatever, he's like, "Come here, bitch. Come here, gimp." And eventually Colby Covington's like, "Oh, fuck it. I want to survive." He's the type of guy that does anything to survive. So over time, he's like, "Okay, whatever. I'm a gimp. I'll bark." You know, he'll start like playing into the character of the gimp, and he's more reluctant to do all these kinds of crazy things. He's okay with it as long as he's surviving. You know, he barks. He's like, "Ruff, ruff," when the people like command him. People piss on him too. I could see people pissing on Colby Covington, literally pissing on him. And over time, Colby's like, "Oh, showers," because that's the only type of showers he gets in the apocalypse. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Okay. Need I say more? Next up, Kevin Holland. Dude, Kevin Holland's a tricky one. He's a 50-50. Just like his fighting ability, I don't know. You know? We don't know what Kevin Holland's going to be like in the apocalypse. And you could say that for everyone else because the apocalypse is just a fictional thing. Like, this is just a fun little video. But we don't know how Kevin Holland would be. We don't know. We really don't. He could be a zombie god. He could be someone that, like, not literally a zombie god, but like a god in the apocalypse where he takes control of everyone. You know? He just becomes king of like a great community. Or he could just easily die. I could see that being a possibility too. Like, he doesn't care. But I could also see, because like the way he dies is just like in fighting, he fights a lot. Kevin Holland seems the type of guy to not have a lot of patience and not like to wait around. You know, in the zombie apocalypse, you can't just be up 24/7. You gotta hide sometimes. It's night. He seems like that person to just want to go out, fuck someone up, fuck a zombie up. He doesn't want to chill in a house, you know, when it's nighttime, even if he's not tired and there's a horde. He doesn't want to do that. He just wants to be himself. I could see him dying like that, and he gets bit, and he's like, when he sees the bite, he's like, "Ah, fuck it." And then that, like, him going out is ramped 200%, and then eventually just succumbs and he dies. I could see that. I really could. But he's a 50-50. I don't know. I can't say I know for certain who Kevin Holland's going to be like. Let's get on to second to last one. A lot of people probably don't know who this is. Charles Bennett. Charles Crazy Horse Bennett. If you don't know who this is, you got to look him up. This guy's fucking crazy. If you know who Vanderlei Silva is, one of the scariest guys in the UFC, really go look him up. UFC Pride Days and everything. He KO'd Rampage Jackson. Like, he was a bad dude. Charles Bennett, this is the story. Charles Bennett KO'd Vanderlei Silva backstage. And Charles Bennett, those two guys I just mentioned, two different weight classes, right? And he knocked Vanderlei Silva out. This guy's crazy. You know, he knocked out he's still fighting too. He fights in BKFC, bare knuckle, MMA or whatever. He fought in Pride too. Years later, Vanderlei Silva retired. He had this protege, this student he was helping teach, and he was looking like this great beast, great prospect. He gets put up against Charles Bennett. Charles Bennett knocks him out in the first round. I think like 30 seconds into the round. And he just goes off. He's like, "Hello, Japan!" Not like that viral one meme of the guy saying that, but he's crazy. I think he survives 90%. I really do. I could see him taking over a community slowly. I don't think he finds a community, like founds it, but I could see him like infiltrating one and becoming this crazy madman, dominates everyone, kind of like Negan from The Walking Dead, if you know who that is. Just like Negan too, I could see him easily getting fucked over by a main character, the guy everyone looks up to, the leader, the great, nice leader of a different community. They two fight, and he gets, fucked up. He dies, he gets bitched, whatever. I could see that happening, but I could see Charles Bennett just owning the zombie apocalypse, really, and owning everyone else too, Let's get on to the last one. Tito Ortiz. Tito Ortiz, man, this is tricky. It really is. Just kidding, it's not. He's the first to go. He's fucked. Zero chance of survival. Need I say more? This guy doesn't know his left from the right. This guy, I made an Instagram reel about it on my my Instagram account, Squimp MMA. Go check that out. Funny clips. But I made a clip about some of his stupidest moments. And I'm trying to remember like a good one to talk about. I guess the one clip in the podcast, I think it was Brendan Schaub. He was talking about, he was like, "I want to outlive my children 100%. And he doesn't like correct himself after. He says the stupidest shit with such confidence that you can't help but just admire the dude in a sense. You really can't. You got to respect that that honesty, or maybe he doesn't even realize that he's this fucking stupid and he says the stupidest shit. He was a really good fighter, but nowadays the CT's got into him 100%. It's damn bad. I could see him fucking making out with a zombie without even knowing. He trips and falls into a zombie. I could see that too. He's running and then he literally trips on thin air, but he just falls into one zombie and he dies. And I also think he's one of those people who, even after 3 months of the zombie apocalypse, when everything is fucked, it's not like helicopters are still going around. People are still like, "Oh, what is this thing? What's going on?" It's the zombie apocalypse. It's the normal thing. Even after 3 months, I could see Tito Ortiz, if he survived until then, being like, "This shit's fake," it's a political scheme. I could just see that from him because he's so fucking stupid. He's not making it to 1 year. He's dead no matter what, and he's gonna die by the stupidest fucking reason. He's donezo. Okay, he's donezo. Need I say more? Thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm going to be releasing my predictions for UFC Winnipeg, Malott versus Burns. Fuck, that is a terrible card. I'm not going to lie. Sneaky, good little fighters, I should say. But yeah, that's, I'm just depressed watching fights for that. But whatever. Hope you guys enjoyed. Talk to you later. Peace.